This one here is very practical, and I almost find it hopeful because that simplifies things like a lot. So we're gonna take a look at it. So yeah, first off, some preliminaries and what it's actually not. So I'm gonna follow the line to the side, like how I stay inspired. It's not about the shoot, and it's about being real. So what I mean by this is that there's like this obligation, like we should be inspired and full of ambition and all of those things. But what if you're not? What is the practical, down-to-earth advice that you can give me to solve that? And that's what this video is about. So let's dive right in, because what this is about, it's about an act. And that means that being inspired, what I mean by that, it's about doing. It's an execution, it's a sort of habit, it's something that you do. And that really simplifies things, because that means that being inspired is a resolution. I just tell myself, basically, this is how I do it, I'm inspired and I will be inspired, and it's a priority to be inspired and to stay inspired. And you know, it may sound a bit out there, but this is way more practical than you may think. And I deeply believe in the power of mind. Like, if you really want something, if you really will something, you can create the thing, or at least you can try and get really far with it. So that's why there's this other statement, and yeah, I like to call this a little bit of bro science. Like, it's not really proven, but it just sounds plausible. So that's the statement, like people who want to get better are more likely to do so. And I just like this idea, like because yeah, what is the other side? The other side is just giving up, not doing anything, and just accepting that you're not gonna reach your wild and big ambition. This one is different. This one is just like being practical and just telling yourself, like, I will do whatever it takes to reach my goal. That's what this is about. And being inspired, staying inspired, is just a part of that. Because to have that feeling, to have that forward momentum, you need some sort of energy. And to stay inspired, that is part of that energy, in my opinion. So the bigger idea here is that the power of mind will shift anything. And I deeply believe that what you want to create out into the world, if you deeply believe it, then it's way easier to create it. And yeah, it's almost like a sort of unmitigated belief. It's almost delusional, and that's okay. I'll give you the permission. I give the permission to myself to have that sort of belief. And kind of it is also like when we were a kid, we sort of naturally had that ability, because as a kid, like, you know, you're like this blank slate, you've done nothing yet, but you go ahead and try things anyway. And that stems from that deep sort of belief. And I wouldn't call it that delusional when you talk about kids, but they just try, they just believe, and they fail fast, they fail forward, and that's how they get better. And yeah, in adult life, maybe we have lost some of that, and maybe some of that we should reinstill back into our life. Now, yeah, also there's this other idea, and I'm at level 1. So the level 1 here is like while you are creating, people will find you strange. Like, I spent a lot of time on this, more time than I should probably, but I deeply believe that I'm gonna create something. This will take off, and I have like a target in mind, and I'm working extremely hard to turn it into a reality. But at this point in time, I'm a bit strange. Like, I have my day job, and next to my day job, I really spent a lot of time on this thing that has probably like a really long runway. There are some small indicators, but nothing substantial yet. So I'm the strange guy. I'm really strange. But here's the other thing. Like, the other side of this is, if this starts to work, if I can get this to work, it will turn around and people will think of you like totally different. And this is like something that I think I heard it in some interview or something, and this is something that keeps popping up. So in the beginning, like to really observe an opportunity, yeah, it needs to be a bit out there. If you spot an opportunity that everyone else is seeing and you're pursuing it like everyone else is doing, you're not standing out and you will not create something impactful. But by standing out, by doing something that people will find a little bit strange, you also create the opportunity of creating something that is actually going to work. And then on the flip side of that, I deeply believe that once you succeed, people will say, yeah, he's really brilliant. He really had a vision, he executed, and he did well for himself. Now, and also, this is also the power of language, because the word once, I deliberately put the word once, because it's not if, because if is conditional, but once is unconditional, because I deeply believe, like, if I continue down this path, and I hope that this is also inspirational to you, like, this applies to you as well. If you continue down this path, if you continue executing on your mission, it's just a matter of time. And that's the whole idea behind this as well. Like the once, it ties into that. The once means that success is the only outcome, and it may take some time, it will take some time, but it's inevitable. So that word once, it's very deliberate that it's in here. Now, and I already kind of dropped it here, so it's just a matter of time. This is my favorite protocol. I just tell myself this all the time. Whenever I'm stuck, I just continue repeating this, and it's like a soundtrack almost. I just continue repeating to myself, like, it's just a matter of time. Time is all it takes, and really incorporate this for a while. I can guarantee you will get something out of this one. Now, yeah, of course, things they start slow. So yeah, some statistics in between. So my two channels, JBT, Jelmer Build Things, 114 subs, and Prim's Game has 18 subs. It's on the up and up. I'm convinced of that, and right now it just is in a slow part still. It's in the dip, and I just need to push through that. Now, something else, a small win. So what I did last week is I made a vibe journey leveraging AI. And what I mean by that is that I made a prompt in Gemini, and I included the second installment of Prim's Game to that prompt. And I said, like, hey, create a narrative, 4,000 words, and describe the journey on a sailboat towards Rockset Island. And it really was an experiment, because I really wanted to see, like, how far can I take this with minimal input. So that's why I didn't over-prompt it, I didn't over-edit it. I just wanted to see, like, how far can I take this. And I think this is a small beginning. And if you're interested, I will drop the link in the description to this video. But this is something I'm gonna fine-tune this, because right now, like with the state of AI, like you know, the big ambition is to have like motion picture quality videos, but we're not there yet. But we are here. We can create a vibe journey, which is basically an audio, a narrative that's made by AI. It's the audio is made by AI. I just mix it in with some background music that I found on the YouTube audio library, and I was very impressed by it. And this first trial, this first experiment, it was not perfect by any means, but it was a beginning, and I felt very proud of this, to be honest. And I'm gonna continue experimenting more with that, and actually it's something that I can just sit down and do a couple of them. So my plan is for the summer to release a bunch of those videos to get better, and then after the summer I plan to continue then again with Prim's Game, so to speak. Now also, yeah, my mindset feeling at this point in time, like I want to do it all. I want to do things like totally perfectly. So like this video, I would prefer for this to be like a cinematic experience, like with multiple cameras, some nice B-roll and all of those things. But the reality that I run into every time basically is that my time is very limited. So I have one full day that I can dedicate to creating content. I have 2 channels right now, plus this experience where I just have like a log of everything that's going on. I need to tune it down, and that's what I'm stuck in right now. Like, I have this idea, like I would like to do it like at this really high level, but I need to level it down to what I can manage, and that's like my big feeling and my mindset of this week. And yeah, I also think like this is the only way. Like, ideally I would like to level it up, but with the time constraints and the very important fact that right now there is no money coming in, I just can't. This is the best that I can do. Let me just put it like that. Now, some quick learning as well. So, yeah, what I learned this week as well is that on some videos, really big YouTubers, they make the video in such a way that the first clip, so the first frame of the video, is the thumbnail, and the first line that is being said in the video is also the title for the video. And I found it an interesting angle, so I played around with that. I uploaded videos both to Jelmer Build Things and also to Prim's Game to experiment with that. It's still ongoing. I'm not totally convinced that this is like a total game changer, but I think if it's possible, if it's doable, it can be a total game changer. So more on that later. Now, quick learning too. Yeah, it seems like YouTube is kind of shifting, and like the trend seems to be more towards ultra long content, and ultra long is like over 22 minutes, because then, you know, it's more immersive, and then also it becomes the sort of content that can be watched on the big screen. And it looks like that this is something that YouTube is moving towards. So that's my plan as well, to drag it out a little bit more, to talk a bit more at length, to make the experience more immersive. And yeah, also the whole vibe journey, it ties into that, because that's a longer video of about 40 minutes. And also, yeah, with the Jelmer Build Things videos, I can actually make it so that it's a little bit longer, just a little easier on the editing, so to speak. But this is my next quick learning. So to either go like ultra long on YouTube or ultra short with the short form videos. Now, and this one ties back to how I stay inspired. And I really believe that, like, find your tribe, find the people that you can talk to about things, and only talk with those people about the stuff that you do. So I have like not so many people in real life that I talk about this stuff, and actually it's mostly online, and I talk a lot in front of the camera like this. But I think it's really, really important to hang out with people that you vibe with, and with people that are on a similar journey. And yeah, only you know what your journey is and what people will vibe with your journey. But for me, it has been extremely impactful, and it motivates me. It keeps me going forward really fast, and yeah, so that's like one of the keys towards staying inspired as well. But it's not the big chunk. The big chunk will come towards the end. So yeah. Now also, yeah, to stay inspired, sometimes you just got to push through. Like sometimes I wake up or I have like free time and I'm just tired. I don't really feel like doing much of anything, but I do it anyway, because I know that's the only way to move forward, is to just have the discipline to step up, to get the thing done, and to make it happen, to turn it into a reality. So that's this statement here: move through the dip. And the thing is, like, if you do that, if you start with putting yourself into motion, at some point in time, actually what happens is that you get in motion, you get into the flow, and that's when inspiration can also happen. So it's also like a very practical strategy to get inspired again. So there's the practicality of this video once again. Now, yeah, I also always like to look forward. So yeah, my thoughts on next week. Like last week, I pushed myself a little bit too hard and it was a little bit too tired. So I have to prioritize self-care, and the sort of self-care that I did last week is I pulled up some DVDs, of like a few boxes of old DVDs, because when we just moved here, the internet was so extremely slow that I couldn't stream anything. So I started to buy like cheap DVDs off Amazon, and I went back to those. And as a matter of fact, I ordered some more of those DVDs, because guess what? You can still buy them, and it's a nice experience, because I find like watching a DVD, like the whole ritual of like setting up the DVD player and going through a box with like different DVDs of like movies and series. There's much more. It's something that I always used to do, and there's a different sort of joy versus watching a video on YouTube. And in a way, I find it more relaxing, just because you know, with YouTube there's always like this idea like the algorithm knows everything about me, and if I watch a DVD, it's of a different quality. It's like reading an old school book. There's no log of it anywhere. I'm just doing the thing and I'm enjoying it, and to me it even feels like an analog activity. So that's my sort of self-care that I did last week. I actually watched the first few episodes of Mr. Robot. I enjoyed that series back when it came just out, and I'm enjoying it again, and it has been a few years, and actually there were so many parts that I just couldn't remember anymore. So it was like watching it again, but through a different lens and picking up new things. And it's actually a good series. I can highly recommend it. And yeah, now I want to watch all 4 seasons. I only have season 1, so I'll probably buy the whole set sometime moving forward. Now, yeah, back to the initial question, because that's the video as well. That's the theme of this video. So let's do a little recap. So yeah, I managed my media exposure. So I slightly touched on this actually, but not fully. So I'm always like deliberate with what I watch. So if I'm on YouTube, I have like a few channels that I check out. I rarely go through the browse channel, because I like to be in control of what I'm exposed to, because a lot of YouTube and TikTok, it's like a drain. Like it doesn't really give me energy. It like pulls the energy out of me. So that's why I'm very deliberate with that. And also like, you know, watching the DVDs, that's also part of that. Like I am deliberately choosing, I'm gonna watch this, and that's for me a very important thing, because it just gives me peace of mind, but also like focus, and I don't get like a lot of static, like a lot of noise. I try to focus on the things that I choose to focus on. So that's, for me, that's a big way of staying inspired. And yeah, let me know in the comments below if you would like me to share which channels I like to watch, and maybe you can also share like what you're into, like which channels you will watch and what gets you inspired. Now, the other part is hanging out with my tribe. So yeah, just sharing things with real people that are down a similar journey, either in real life or online. But that's only a part of it. And so it's like 30%, because 70% it comes down to the final part. And I think if you listen to the subtext of this whole talk, of this whole video, you already picked up on it, because the big game changer, it's this one. So it just comes down, in my opinion, to making the resolution to stay inspired. And I think this is really powerful, because inspiration, you know, you can wait for it to happen or you can manufacture it. So if you just decide on it that you will be inspired, you're looking for inspiration, guess what? It happens. And Like I said, I have days when I don't feel inspired, but I go ahead anyway. I get into the motion, I start doing things, I get into the flow, and then inspiration strikes. And that all starts with making the resolution to stay inspired. So let me know in the comments below what you think of it. What is your preferred way of getting inspired? How do you stay inspired? And where are you in your journey? Like, share some of it. I'm interested. Who's on the other end? I would like to know that. Now, thank you so much for watching, and also thank you for subscribing. That's it. That's the video. Man, I really did not feel like it today, actually. Today was one of those days where I did not feel inspired. I went through it, and now inspiration is coming. So that's good. And I'm hungry. I'm gonna eat something first.